Hey, aloha, everybody. Welcome to the weekly Friday live coaching call. I'm Tom Gaddis. I am excited to be here. I'm excited to see all these people in the chat. Awesome. What's up? Channel number 5, Bryant, Jacqueline from across the pond. Quantum Hustler. I love it. Michael, good to see ya. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today we've got a great session lined up. I'm actually going to be talking about our local list method. So this is a simple step that you can add to your prospecting with your directory sites that will help you increase sales and close more deals. And we're going to talk a little bit about that process and all those things as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. What's up, Jeff? Olive, welcome. Connor, good to see you. Mark, saw some of those wins in. Dorn, what's up, man? Good to see you. Welcome, everybody. Awesome. If you guys can do me a favor, we're streaming these sessions now live on YouTube. I'd appreciate a like. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you do that. Turn on notifications. We do these every Friday, 3 p.m. Take your questions. This is a great spot for that. You can ask questions, all that stuff. We'll do that. We're going to do some shark shout outs. We're going to do some accountability check-ins, all that stuff as well. But I want to start off with the meat, with the good stuff, with the training, the local lift method, and kind of talk to you about, what is this all about? And why did I pick this topic for this week? Well, interestingly enough, I got an email from somebody earlier in the week that was talking about, all of these functions that, like, all of these things that they wanted a directory site to do, and it wasn't like it was kind of a mean email towards me, kind of a mean email towards us, I guess I should say. And but it got me thinking, because like this person is completely missing the boat on the point of the directory site and what we're doing here, especially with Smart Directory AI. So I want to talk a little bit about that, and then I want to talk to you about the local liftoff method, which is a way to build solid relationships with your prospects, start those client relationships. You can sell more premium listings this way. You can sell more subscription services this way, and you can set yourself up to have clients that don't leave. As you guys know, at our agency, we have a very high retention rate, 94%, right? So clients, when they come on board with us, they don't leave. That is very, very important. Like, I know, when you don't have clients, I know your number one thing is like, let's get a client. But I mean, a close thing behind that getting client part is keeping those clients for the long term. And it is even more critical when you don't have a lot of clients. I experienced this myself early on. I had like 4 clients that were all paying me over $1,000 a month. And I thought I was sitting pretty, right? I mean, what are the chances that all 4 clients are just going to go away? Like, I didn't even think about that. And it turns out the chances were 100%. And they were all things that were out of my control. So that situation really reinforced 2 things for me. One, I have to continually be prospecting and generating new leads and starting new relationships and developing those things along the way. But number 2, I really want to try to, like, we talk about this being a profit center for these businesses. We want to become a profit center. We want to be so attached and entwined to the money-making part of their business that it would simply be nuts to cancel the service, right? It would just simply be crazy. And channel number 5, that's right, the directory site isn't the end game. And this is a mistake that I see a lot of people make. And this guy in particular, because he was telling me, oh, you should go check out this directory Facebook group. Like, they got this great directory, and that's really the place to be. Like, I'm in the directory group that he's talking about, and I think that group is the biggest waste of time that I see online. And why do I think that? Because you know what I see in that group? I see a bunch of people in there talking about all these different ways that they can edit their directory, make it look pretty, all these features that they want, all this stuff they're trying to do. It's just a bunch of people working on a directory site. You know what I don't see in there? I don't see people posting how they're just making a killing from their directory site. Hardly anyone posts in that group about actually making money. They're just all in there talking about how great directory sites are, and you can do this and you can do that, and I want to do this and I want to do that. But no one is doing the most important thing, which is generating revenue. And so our approach to the directory site is that first and foremost to generate revenue. So we are not concerned with a site that is going to SEO well. We're not concerned with having 27,000 different things we can offer people. We want a site that looks good, that's up, that's running, that we can start using as a foot in the door to prospect with. That's really what the tool is, right? That's really what the tool is. I'm not going to say the name of the group, Dorn, but you may be close. So anyway, and I think a lot of people miss the boat, right? And I mean, I get it. Like, it's easy. You get a piece of software, you want all these things, you have all these ideas. I understand the urge, but Nick and I always talk about circle of focus, right? Circle of focus. We got to bring back the circle of focus and focus on what's important. If you're in the school group, I made a post in there this week called keeping the main thing the main thing. This is the same idea, right? Circle of focus, keeping the main thing, all pointing towards the same thing, which is we got to be doing the things that are going to generate the revenue and not get so wrapped up in all of these other things that we have going on, right? So I want to just talk about that a little bit, because for us, that's really what the directory site is for, right? It's a way to start conversations, build relationships, and get going. And, you know, I know a lot of people think like, oh, look, I'm just going to make a killing selling premium listings and blah. Like, listen, like you want to take on the responsibility of generating the activity in the beginning with your directory site. Now, Smart Directory AI makes that pretty easy because we have automations and workflows that do a lot of the heavy lifting. And when you combine that with this local lift off method that I'm going to show you today, you can really, really crush it. I mean, you know, we shared Diane's wins last week where she sold 5 listings for $149. She doesn't even have a live site yet, right? Like, that's keeping the main thing, right? That's staying zeroed in and focused. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the local liftoff method and how you can apply this to what you're doing. And once you're, getting things rolling with smartdirectory.ai, you want to put this in, and I'll explain how we do that. And then ultimately, you may be doing this in the beginning, but you're going to pass this off to someone else. So let's talk about the process, right? The prospecting process of Smart Directory AI, which we call the honeypot prospecting system. So we add a business, they have a free listing, we send them some automations, we say, hey, like, look, you have a free listing, we'd like you to claim it. There's some benefits to claiming it. Here they are. The person either claims the listing or they don't claim the listing, right? Then we're going to make them an offer to upgrade to premium. And then we have some other emails and things that go out on the back end to sell either traditional marketing services or AI subscription services, right? So, what we're going to do is talk about something you can add to that process that will really help you supercharge your results. And it's basically a courtesy call, but I've fancied this up and I've named it the local liftoff method. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to share my screen here. We have this awesome PDF that all of you are going to get for being on this training. And the team, I think, can share a link in the chat. So they will drop a link to this in the chat so you can go download this. I'm going to go through this and explain exactly how this works and why this probably will make you love actually talking to people on the phone. Like, I know most people are like, the phone, I can't stand it, I don't want to do it. And this is not cold calling. This isn't anything like that. It does involve actually talking to your prospects, though, but it's just in such a high value situation and scenario that you guys are going to love this. So, the link to the PDF, uh, the team dropped in the chat there. So you guys will see that. If you're watching this on YouTube after we were live, you can just leave a comment below and I will respond and give you the link. So if you're watching this on YouTube after we're done being live, just leave a comment on this video and I will drop the link for this PDF in there as well. So like I said, this is basically a courtesy call, but this is like a really easy one. And like you will be amazed at how many just solid relationships you build off of this, how you set yourself apart from everybody else. Number two, you'll be able to sell premium listings pretty easy and even subscription services. All right. So let's dig into this. So in this PDF, you're going to find a couple of things. One is the call script. Okay. And now I have our objective here, right? Is to launch their listing, level up their presence, and schedule for a smart start session. So I want you guys to start thinking about some of this stuff as well, because when you're going to sell higher ticket services, especially things like SEO, Google Ads, or even higher ticket AI subscription services, most people are not going to buy those without actually talking to you, right? They're not going to buy them without actually talking to you. So the smart strategy session is something that we do with our listings. Now, inside your SDA members area, there is a bonus, one of the bonuses where we lay out the strategy session format. Now, I've given it a little fancy name here, the smart strategy session, which I think is good when you're working with clients, makes it catchy. They want to get on there, right? And we'll talk about that here in a minute. But if you want to see how we do these strategy session calls, just go to your members area, find that video on how to do the strategy call and watch it. We lay everything out in there. So I'm not going to go into that. I just want to go into this kind of courtesy call approach. Okay. So when would you do this approach? So I think there's two prime times when you can do this approach. One is when someone claims their listing. So when you run people through the free listing method workflow, anyone who claims their listing should get a courtesy call. And I will, you know what? I'm going to talk to you a little bit after this about how you might be able to even automate this part with a little bit of AI. But I think the personalized nature of this, like actually getting on the call with the person, is very, very powerful. And when you don't do that, when you try to automate this and send a video or something like that, it really takes the power away from it. And I don't think it converts as well. As a matter of fact, I know it doesn't convert as well. And we don't really care about sending out big numbers. What we really want is cash in hand, right? That's our goal, cash in hand, paying clients. So who cares if you're getting on a call, if you're turning, a big chunk of those people into paying clients. So here's how this script goes. I'm going to pull this up over here so I can read it a little bigger. I'm getting older and now on the screen, I can't see the script there. So objective, launch their listing, level up their presence, and schedule for a smart start session. So ultimately, we are going to check in with them, make sure they're happy with everything about their listing. They were able to claim it, all that kind of stuff. We're going to offer them a premium upgrade, and then we're going to offer to schedule them what we call a smart start session. This is basically a free strategy session where someone from the Mind Marketing team is going to walk them through how they could get an extra 5 to 10 clients every month. Okay. So let's walk through the script and let me show you just how, I think the real power again in this is the courtesy call nature of it. And it in no way feels like a sales call or that you're doing anything like that. This is not high pressure, anything like that. Okay. So here's how the call would go. We'll just start with somebody who claimed a listing. So they've claimed their listing. So awesome. So we know their name because they claimed their listing. They put all that information into Smart Directory. So we call them up. We say, let's just say their name is Sandra. So we say, hi, Sandra, this is Tom Gaddis. I'm with HawaiiThrive.com. I just wanted to give you a quick call, personally welcome you. I saw that you took advantage of the free listing and you claimed it. So I just want to take a few minutes, make sure you're getting the most from your listing with us. So we've had a lot of local businesses getting great visibility and even new customers just by completing their profile. So I just wanted to make sure you're all set. So can I ask real quick, were you able to claim your listing yet? Now, I ask this even if I know they claimed their listing, because we want to get this back and forth going, right? And we want this to be like a real courtesy call. Like, we're genuinely interested in making sure that they're able to do what they need to do with what we're providing. Okay. So you want to ask them, let them acknowledge. And in a minute, I'll show you how we can do this. If a person hasn't claimed their listing, we can just do the same script. So they're going to say, yes, I have claimed my listing. You say, awesome. Awesome. And if they haven't claimed it, you say, no worries. I can walk you through that right now if you'd like. Let's go over to the site and get that going. So this is your opportunity to take a person maybe who hasn't, like, let's say you're just reaching out to, let's say that you've sent out emails and now you've talked to all the businesses that claim their listing. Now you got this list of people that didn't. Those are not dead leads. Like, we should give them a courtesy call and say, hey, did you get a chance to claim your listing? We know they didn't. So they're going to say no. And you go, awesome. Look, can I walk you through that right now? Let's just set that up. It's free. Right. So now we're going to get more claim listings in that process too. So once we get through that part, okay, you'll want to let them know. Once claimed, you'll want to upload your profile image and a cover image. So were you able to do that yet? We ask them. These images really help make your listing stand out, especially on mobile. It only takes a few minutes and it gives it a more professional look. Now, you have the option here to help them with this part as well. Like, you could really bring on the value and say, well, look, if you haven't done that yet, let me walk you through that process. Okay. And I think this is a good spot to mention kind of an update in the process and what we're doing with the businesses that we add to smartdirectory.ai. So we have created a standard placeholder business image for listings. So your free listings, when you have a list of free listings that you're going to upload to Smart Directory AI, we recommend that you use our placeholder business image. You just put it in the CSV with the others, with your other information. And then you can upload everyone. So everybody's going to have kind of the same image on their listing. This is on purpose. Now you can go in and say, this part right here now makes a lot of sense, right? Look, you don't want to just look like all these other free businesses on here. Let's get a cover image. Let's get a profile image. Let's make your listing pop, right? So we can use that as our encouragement to claim the listing and get these things added, right? Because we don't just want this generic image on there. Okay, so once we've gone through that part, and again, you can either offer to help them with that or just point out like, hey, look, when we're off this call, one of the things I'd love you to do is just pick out an image, go do that. Or you could just say this: if you want to send me the images you'd like to add, I will add them for you. I'd love to do that for you, right? Okay, now once we get through the image part, now we transition into part 3, which is introducing the premium option. So we've got their image, their cover image being taken care of. Now we say, look, we also have an option for businesses that want even more visibility and leads. It's our premium upgrade. Now that gives you priority placement in the directory. It gives you extra photo options and access to featured spotlights and seasonal promotions around. So here's where you would run through whatever your premium listing is going to include, right? So whatever your premium listing is going to include, this is where you run through that. Would you like more info on that so you can see what's included, or, and then they can say yes, or they can say no, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? If they say yes, you say, awesome. Well, here's what everything that's included. And, normally this is $249 for the year, but right now, today, if you want to sign up, we can do it for $99 for the year, right? So this is how we get the premium option in. So if they say yes, you briefly explain the offer to upgrade them now and just follow up via email. Okay. So once we're through the introduction of the premium listing, then we're going to kind of like ask some probing questions and we're going to transition into the strategy call. So now we say, look, quick question. How are you currently getting most of your customers? Word of mouth, Google, social media? Would getting an extra 5 to 10 customers a month be of interest to you? Yes or no? Now, I want you to look at the power of what we've done here because this is extremely powerful. And until you have actually executed this, it's hard to realize how powerful this sequence of events is because these questions about customers, like these are kind of selling questions, right? Like we're going to make them an offer in a minute to get on a strategy call. When you ask these types of questions too early in a relationship, which is a conversation, right? In a conversation, we're trying to build a relationship. When you try to ask these questions too early, you get a lot of resistance because a person can sniff out, they just get a feeling that you might be trying to sell them something, right? Like if you just pick up the phone and you say, "Hey, John, would you be interested in 5 to 10 more customers a month?" Like John, even if he is interested, may just be like, click, because you just sound like like not interested in them, right? It sounds prepackaged. But when you start working this in after you've built some rapport and provided some value, which we've done, right? We've made sure their listing is claimed. We've helped them claim it if not. We've told them about the images. Maybe we even told them to just send us the image. We'll do it for you. We're building up reciprocity there, right? So now when we get to this part, like their guard is down, right? This is like has been a pretty straightforward, non-salesy, valuable conversation for them. So when we ask this question, most of the time we're going to get a real honest answer, right? Like, oh, actually, yes, I would be interested in that. You say, well, awesome. One of our sponsors, Mina Marketing, is offering a free, no obligation Smart Start session. So these sessions are designed to help you kickstart your online visibility and show you how to bring in 5 to 10 new customers each month, all in under 15 minutes. So would you like for me to book that for you? Again, it's free and there's no obligation, right? So if yes, great. What day time works best? And I'll get that booked for you, right? If no, then okay, awesome. Look, I appreciate that. Thanks again for your time today. We're excited to have you on the platform. Let us know if you need help with your listing, and we'll be following up to support you along the way. And that's it. End of call. Okay. So I know I kind of broke that up with notes and comments. So let me just run through it as you would do it with an actual person without any comments. Okay. So, hey, Sandra, this is Tom from HawaiiThrive.com. I just wanted to personally welcome you and check in to make sure you're getting the most from your listing with us. We've had a lot of local businesses getting great visibility and even new customers just by completing their profile. So I wanted to make sure you're all set. Can I ask real quick, were you able to claim your listing yet? Yes, I was. You like my impersonation there? They'd say, yes, I was. Awesome. Okay, great. That is really the first step. But like once you've claimed your listing, you're going to want to upload your profile image. That could be your logo and a cover image, maybe a nice shot of the front of your business or something that really has a positive, portrays a positive image of your business. Were you able to do that yet? No, I wasn't. Oh, well, look, the images really help make your listing stand out, especially on mobile. It only takes a few minutes. It gives it a more professional look. I tell you what, if you want to, do you have those images handy? No, I need to find them. Okay. Well, I tell you what, when you find those images, let me give you my email and I'll send you a follow up email as well. But just shoot them over to me and I'll add them for you. Does that sound good? That sounds great. Okay. Well, fantastic. Well, look, before we wrap this up, we also have an option for businesses that want even more visibility and leads. It's our premium upgrade. So this gives you priority replacement. You can put your business hours. You can add additional images. It also allows you to add things like blogs and news events and events you may be running over the year. Normally, these listings run $249. We also give you a complete report of your online marketing presence from one of our sponsors, Mina Marketing. Normally, like I said, it's $249 just for the report, but you'll get the listing and the report right now today for only $99. Would you like me to send you info on that? Or would you like to hear more about what's included? Or would you just like to sign up? Right? Pretty simple. So they'll give you an answer. Okay, awesome. I'll send over that info after we're off the call. One final question. How are you currently getting most of your customers? Word of mouth, Google, social media? Mainly referral. Let's say they tell you, well, would getting an extra 5 to 10 customers a month be of interest to you? Yes, it would. Awesome. Well, our sponsor, Mina Marketing, who I mentioned earlier, is offering a free, no obligation Smart Start session. So these sessions are designed to help you kickstart your online visibility, show you how to bring in 5 to 2 new customers each month in 15 minutes or less. Would you like for me to go ahead and book that for you now? Yes, let's book it. Okay, awesome. What day and time works for you? So we booked the call. And then look, Sandra, I just wanted to say thanks again for your time today. We're excited to have you on HawaiiThrive.com. Let us know if you need any help with your listing, and we'll be following up to support you along the way. End of call, right? There you go. So that is the script itself. Pretty awesome process, right? Pretty awesome. Charles said Minnie Mouse. Thanks, Charles. Awesome stuff. Okay, so what else is in this PDF? Okay, so I also included a quick script guide. So you don't have to read through all the stuff up here. So there's a quick script guide with some things in here, the pitch, the lead gen, all of that stuff. And then we also are giving you a sheet that you can print out, and you can use this, or you can do what we do with this, which is have someone on our team follow this script and this procedure, and they reach out to them. So is anybody on the call right now that has an appointment setter already? You're currently using appointment setters, but you're like getting the leads for them is a real pain. Like you have to constantly be coming up with your leads. This is Smart Directory AI is the perfect solution to that, because you can take all of your listings that you add and have your appointment setter run through this simple script with all of them. And it works like gangbusters. That is how we got so much traction from our original directory site right out of the gate back in the day when we started this. So this little sheet they can fill out, and then it's got a little checklist and place for notes on each part so they can run through it. So again, in the comments is the link. In the comments is the link for this PDF. If you're watching this on YouTube after we're not live anymore, just leave me a comment below and I will shoot you the link as well. Okay. So that is our local liftoff method. And if you start doing this, and again, you can just start by doing this with the people that just claim a listing, but I would recommend that you run all the people through this process. Like this really is a game changer. It doesn't feel like a sales call at all. You're actually bringing value. It's a courtesy call, right? And if you implement this, you can radically change your business. I mean, I know it sounds cliche to say overnight, but I'm talking really, really fast, because you will not believe how many people you'll be able to start talking to about services you offer, monthly subscription things, higher ticket price stuff. Like this just sets you up incredibly well for that. It positions you as someone who leads with value, who's there to help, who's there to make sure they succeed, right? And you're bringing all the resources that you have to bear, from the directory site to the sponsorship from Mina Marketing or your agency, to help them get going, right? So that's it. That is the local liftoff method. I hope you guys not only consume this PDF, but I hope some of you implement this. And I would love to hear your results when you do. All right. I'm going to go through some questions here, and then we'll do some accountability check-in. We'll do some shark shout outs, and then we'll take some more questions as well. So let me go through here. Mike says, does the homepage map search let you put in a keyword instead of a specific company to search? Mike, I'm not sure what you're asking about here. The search bar on the homepage, if you just start typing in pizza, it'll pull up anything with pizza, or you can type in a specific business. So I'm not sure what you're referencing there. Yeah, that's right. You want to be in the group that makes money. Oh, look at this. Lynette prospected 3 more people yesterday. Awesome stuff, Lynette. Awesome stuff. We are actually working on something on this right now. So, look, I know a lot of you are. I've seen a couple people asking in the group if there's people that can help set these sites up. I would encourage you to just kind of like sit tight, maybe wait for us to roll something out. I just don't want to see you get in a situation where you bring somebody on to set this up for you. We have a lot of VAs that have been lurking in our group trying to drum up business. We've been kicking out a lot of them as soon as we catch them and find them and all that stuff, because that is not what the group's for. But my concern is that they do something, they don't set it up right. You have issues and problems and stuff like that. Like I wouldn't want that. Now, I don't know. John is different. John Hardiman he's a good guy. So, oh, awesome, Lynette. I'm glad you did that. Lynette says she took keeping the main thing post printed out and put it in front of his. That is great. I used to I took Post-it notes and I wrote revenue producing activity, RPA. RPA over all these Post-it notes, and I stuck them all over my bathroom mirror, all over, like, around my computer, around the TV in the living room. I drove my wife crazy because I wanted, like, if I was going to sit down and watch TV, I'd see that stupid Post-it note. And I'd be like, man, why am I sitting here when I can be doing a revenue producing activity? So that's awesome stuff, Lynette. Awesome stuff. Andrew, I'm not sure what you're having issues with. If you submit some tickets, we can help you do that. I mean, look, Hawaii Thrive, that is the Smart Directory AI platform. We actually just transferred our AGM site over to that. I know some people message me and they're like, what's the perfect size for the header image? What's the perfect size for the logo? Like, I have no idea. Like, the developers told us there's a 5-to-1 ratio. We just added some images and that's what that stuff looks like. So, like, we are not doing anything different than what you guys are doing out there. All right. Okay, let me go back down. Let me get down to the bottom here. Doran, the number of tickets are pretty low. The team's been doing a really good job. Now that we brought another person on, it's not look, guys, it's not the support team that is holding things up. It's not our support. Our support team is not the thing that makes responses slow. It's that the devs have to research, they've got to test, like, there's a process, it's not like it's not like you just go, oh, I found this bug, and you go, oh, that's easy, here's the way we fix it. Like, a lot of times things got to be looked at, searched, all those kinds of things. So, let's see, Jimmy. Let me see here. What Connor says, hey, can you quickly tell me how I can make my client username and password? My first focus is on the automated social media upload. Oh, so are you talking, Connor, about adding your client as a user to a sub account? Because that's pretty easy and high level. You go to the sub account where you want to add the person and click on settings, and there's a menu item called team, and you can just add a new team member and it'll send them password, all that stuff. So, Rick, this is actually something I'm going to talk about next week. So we are working on making the URL structure better, but, and here's the big but, a lot of that stuff is, like, now with AEO, which is, now the word is escaping me. AEO, advanced and answer engine optimization. I went blank there for a second. Search is now moving towards AEO. Answer, right? answer, what did I just say? Look, I don't know why my answer engine optimization. That is where a lot of engines are now and where things are moving. So I would not get too wrapped up in the SEO. The directory sites themselves are AEO gold mines because all of the stuff that makes AEO like something valuable for AEO, answer engine optimization, the directories have. So I'm actually going to do a training. Well, probably won't be next week because I won't be here, but the week after on AEO, how to create AEO optimized business descriptions, what to include on the listings to do all that stuff. So, look, we're still going to make it good for traditional SEO. Like, don't get me wrong, but that is not where things are heading, right? So we're trying to get this thing set up for what is happening now and what's coming in the future, more so than the old SEO type stuff. Number two is what I just talked about. We have never, ever SEO'd any of our directory sites. Not a one, not a lick, zero. And we have made a buttload of money. So, like, you don't need it. If you're focusing on SEO, like, I'm not sure why you're doing that. Why are you not following the honeypot prospecting method and reaching out and talking? I'm not talking to you, Rick, because I know you do this. I'm talking to other people out there that are thinking, I want to SEO up. Why? Like, that takes time. Like, yes, do it, work on it in the background. But while you're doing that, start following the honeypot prospecting method and start getting some clients and making some money, right? Do all that stuff in the background, right? Not so much links. I'm talking more like, well, I'm talking about the URLs, right? Like, we're working on a little better URL structure. Awesome. I don't know. Are you saying that like you're surprised you haven't gotten them back yet, Brian? Or you're just saying that because good work, way to take action. The team usually gets those back to you in like 24 to 48 hours. So awesome. Chris says, look, I didn't do anything on my AGM and was picked up by the Bright Local as the top 5 citation site for my site. Yeah, and I think the new site is going to be even better, Chris, especially, when you start understanding like, well, what makes something AEO optimized? It's really like, think about the questions that a person asks, like if you go to hawaiithrive.com and look at the Pizza Madness listing or at the Control Freaks listing, you'll see 2 listings that I have AEO optimized, like their business descriptions. Here, let me share my screen. I'll just show you guys that. Hold on. Let me go here and I'll do the Control Freaks one. So here, I'm going to share my screen real quick. Over here on the left. So everybody see my screen here? I'm on the Hawaii Thrive site. This is Control Freaks. This is a audio visual company in Hawaii. So you can see this is a premium listing. So I've added some extra images and things here. But this listing right here is AEO optimized. And I'm not going to, because I want to do a training on this. So I don't want to spill too much of the beans. But I used Chat GPT to create this. It took me literally like 30 seconds. It took me longer to do the formatting than it did to create this because I just used Chat GPT to do it. And so I'm going to show you guys how I did this on a future training, not next week, probably the week after. I'll give you the prompt and all that stuff and why all this is important. But all of this other stuff that's on your smart directory sites, all of this is like honey to an AEO engine. So all of this stuff helps. If you go to the Pizza Madness one too, let me ask you guys this. On the training where I show about how to do this AEO optimization, would you guys be interested to see how I used Chat GPT to create these blog posts and these news events? If you go and look at these, I think these are pretty good. I did 2 blog posts and 2 news events that I added to their listing, and it literally took me like 30 minutes. Like to do all of this, to find the images, to add them, to do the description here, and to create 2 I use ChatGPT for all of it. And I think this stuff looks pretty good, right? And the stuff is these themselves are AEO optimized. So we'll talk more about that on the training, but just food for thought. Now, I did get a couple questions in private message of people asking about like, do you go and add some images and stuff to some of the free listings? So when you request your 100 businesses now, you're going to get a spreadsheet back that's going to have all the leads, and it's going to have our placeholder image for the listing. So I would, when you upload your first round of businesses, I would pick out 3 to 6, make them premium listings, do what I did here for Pizza Madness and Control Freaks, build them out with all the stuff so they look good. These can be great examples when other people come to the site. And if you want to add some images to some of your free listings to seed them, you can do that as well. But the placeholder image will make it so you don't have to go and do all 100 businesses. You just have to do a small few and you're good to go. What is... I'm not sure what this question is talking about. Is the training update in the SD as of today that we need to get started? I don't, what training are you talking about? Awesome. Okay. So all right, Brian, thanks. Okay. All right. I'm going to do a couple things here, right? Because woo. So the link to the PDF is in the comments. It is in the comments. Cameron, can we put that link in there again? Do I need to show Cameron? Do you think I should I give it on the screen? I want, people that are watching this when it's not live to comment, and then I'll send in the PDF and all that stuff. So, John, I've been thinking about that. Like I was just talking to a friend of mine. I have a friend here in Vegas who works for the Chamber of Commerce. So I was just starting to try to get some ideas of what he thought might be a good site to kind of work on that out. Dorn's doing a live build series. Oh, AI PC training. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, all right, look, I want to do a couple things here. Let me remove this from the stage. So number one, I want to give a big accountability shout out to all of the people in the school group that post on that accountability post in there every week, that share what they're working on, what they're trying to get done, what they haven't finished, what they finished, what they're going to do to finish the things they haven't finished. All of this is great. I love watching this list grow. So if you are in the school group, make sure you go in there and do this post. If you're not in the school group, start an accountability post in the Facebook group. Just make one and say, hey, this is what I plan to do this week. Come back in the middle of the week, leave a comment, update your progress. And at the end of the week, leave another comment about what you got finished, what you're going to do to finish the things you didn't finish, and move forward, right? That will be a huge game changer for you. Even if no one responds to your accountability post, just the act of you doing that, posting one on Monday, updating on Wednesday, final update on Friday, just repeating that process will help you get more traction. Don, hey, what's up, Barbara? Look at that. Don says, can I still get in the ad directory? Don, go to offlinesharks.com/support, submit a ticket, let them know the situation, and we'll see if there's anything we can do. I'm sure the team can get something together. Awesome. All right. Those are our accountability check-ins. And now it is time to celebrate your wins. So every week we celebrate the wins that people share inside the Facebook group. And we've been keeping track for a few years now, but definitely since the start of 2025. So first up, we've got Alan. So Alan sold 5 collateral rebrand projects. So 4 of these were $449 and 1 for $248 plus a $199 small website update. That is a very, very solid win. I mean, what is that? 1,600. That's about what? 1,900, probably around $2,200 and a win there. Really, really great stuff. Really, really great stuff, Alan. Good work. Paul Michael picked up a Google Business Profile Optimization client. This new client came from his Reach machine, which, by the way, Reach, for those of you that are wondering, is the free listing method. So we have kind of like a Reach Lite in Smart Directory AI. It's not quite as involved as everything that's in the actual Reach, but the basic part of the free listing and stuff like that is in there. So he used that process and he closed a 6 months, $500. And he's had a free listing on his site for 6 months. So, man, look at that. This guy's had a free listing on Paul's directory site for 6 months. 6 months later, he closes them into a $500 client, right? Like those leads on those, like when you add a business, that's a good lead. Like doing the local liftoff method I covered today, just following up with those people, maybe sending them a weekly email. Like, man, stay in touch with those people. Those are valuable, valuable leads. Mark collected a total of $4,792 since the first from new clients, plus had his roof replaced by one of them for a decent discount and had his house cleaned for no cost by one of the clients in exchange for reduced monthly recurring revenue. I love it, Mark. I love it. When I lived in Maui, I used to do a trade with Pizza Madness because I loved their pizza. So I always had a little thing there. So, I'm glad the roof came out nice. That's good. That's good. Awesome work. When we did a 6-week prospecting intensive that Mark was a part of. And man, it was really awesome to see him. Like whenever I remember one time you had a blinds person come to your house. Must look like really good right now because new roof, blinds. Anyway, when people would come to do work on his house, when they would leave, he would make them a little Loom video and tell them like, hey, I really appreciate the service you gave me today. It was awesome. Just as a way of saying thank you, I'm giving you a free listing on my directory site. And then he would like shoot this little Loom. It was really, really great. What a great approach, Mark. Way to get that low-hanging fruit, right? Kristen Bedard reported her monthly recurring for the bar restaurant client, 3 locations. She manages the social media for them, $3,000 a month. So, Kristen, thank you for continuing to report these wins. Okay. All right. And the team at Mina Marketing, they posted some wins this week. They closed a 6-month SEO campaign, paid in full upfront for $6,000, $13,000 website, first payment of $9,000 collected, and then a $4,000 a month marketing package, $2K month SEO, and $2K month AdWords. So $20K collected in one day. In one day. You can see Nick's post about this in the group with a good portion on recurring subscriptions. So big shout out to the team at Mina Marketing. That brings this week's Shark Win total to $33,535 for the week of April 19th through the 25th. That is a grand total of $449,083.43 since the start of 2025. So awesome, awesome stuff, guys. Let's see. I saw a question here I want to answer. If you have any last minute questions, pop them in. Then we're going to do some giveaways and man, we're going to call it good for today's session here. I hope I didn't miss any questions. So Rick says, I don't understand the difference between the local lift method versus the existing reach out method previously taught. Please point out those differences, if any. Yes, Rick, this method is a courtesy call. That is not in the reach process. So the reach process is a series of email automations that one tells them they have a free listing, gets them to claim their listing, offers them a premium upgrade, and then offers we call it an activation call if they take the premium upgrade. So the local liftoff method is what I call a courtesy call. It's an extra thing you add on. So anyone who comes in that doesn't claim their listing or claims their listing, you would give them a courtesy call to just make sure they can get everything set up. And in the process, you offer them a premium listing and you can get a strategy session booked for other services. So that is there. Icus, this is our weekly live coaching call. We are talking about AI subscription services, selling them, doing some fun stuff with some directory marketing. You can catch the replay after it's over. So awesome stuff. All right. Did somebody ask a question that I missed that you were like, hey, I want to, let me get this. So Chandra says, I saw a comment from Tom that every listing in the directory can be a blog. Did I read it correctly? Well, Chandra, it's not that every listing can be a blog. It's when you create a business listing, they have the ability to create a blog. So there's actually a video in the members area called blogs, news event. Anyway, I go through all of it in there. Here, the link for the PDF right here. If you're watching this on YouTube, please leave me a comment below and I will pop that link as a response to you, or somebody from my team will. Awesome. So Brian, so that is up to you. So we have a generic placeholder image. And so I recommend when you add free listings, just use a generic placeholder image. And then if you're following the local liftoff method, right, you can either tell them about it and let them do it themselves, or you can offer to do it for them. Now, if somebody upgrades to a premium, same thing, right? So I think when you have the generic placeholder image, you make a benefit for someone to claim their listing, right? So this is how I would do that, right? So when you send an email out and say, hey, look, you have a free listing on my directory website, right? They have a free listing. We would like for you to claim it. One of the benefits of claiming your listing is that you can add a business picture and a logo, right? Like that's a benefit. That's a reason for them to go claim the listing. So if you can give somebody a reason, that's really, really good. Let's see. Ron says, Tom, you mentioned a week ago that you do a live smart directory build. I said I was thinking about it. I didn't say I would do it. I said I was thinking about it. And I've been kind of like working on that. I just mentioned earlier, I was talking to a friend of mine who works for the Chamber of Commerce here in Las Vegas, trying to get some ideas about what I might build it around. Dorn said he is actually doing one right now. So you might want to check the school group for that. Let's see. Elena says she's looking for Big Island Hawaii and got the domain bigislandconnect.com for the directory. Then I found there is an advertising agency, bigislandpulse.com. It's pretty good. They also have a directory site for Hawaii Island businesses within their site. They're on the same side of the island as me. Do you think it would be too saturated with two directories, or should I try to focus? Alona, no, I do not think it's too saturated, especially if you follow what we lay out in the SDAI training. Like the other person becomes irrelevant. Your success with SDAI is going to be determined by adding businesses to your site, sending out the emails, getting them to claim it, and then doing things like the local liftoff method and follow-up. It has nothing to do with the other person. I guarantee you they're not doing that. I bet they're not giving anyone a courtesy call. So you can outperform them just on service alone. Like, yeah, they're a big agency. Yeah, they're great. But look at the personalized service I bring to this, right? So I think there's actually an advantage there. Oh, thanks, Rick. I appreciate it. Oh, look at this. I have one yes to free listing. Can I use the method from today, even though the site is not live? But yeah, so Blue Libra, I would just give them a courtesy call and say, hey, I saw you took the free listing. I know my site's not live. I just wanted to give you a courtesy call and say thank you. I'm excited about building this thing out, doing something big. I just wanted to double check. I just want to make sure all this information is correct. Do you have a logo you could send me that I can add in an image? And then you could say at the end, by the way, like, this is what we're going to do. So why not? Ooh, I like it, Dorn. Get rid of the word listing, change it. Charles, in your Smart Directory AI members area, there's a section called bonuses. If you click on there, you'll see a link to request your 100 businesses. So you just do that there. All right. Got it. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. Well, look, before we end today's live session, I do want to give out some free money. So if you guys can do me a favor, let me see. Let me hold on. Let me remove this. I'm going to share my screen. I saw this the other day and I don't know why it does that sometimes, but okay. I'm going to share my screen here. If you put in hashtag liftoff, put that in the comments, hashtag liftoff. And in a second, I'm going to do a drawing for $25 in Cash App money. Patty, unfortunately, the money song was triggering a copyright thing, so I can't use it when we're on YouTube. So I'm trying to work on something else to do in its place so we don't have that issue. It will be coming soon. Look at all those liftoffs coming in. Liftoff. Fantastic. Awesome stuff. Again, if you're watching this after the live session is over and you want to grab that PDF with the local liftoff method, just leave me a comment below this video and me or someone from my team will respond and drop the link for you there. All right, look at this. Boy, today's live show, you guys showed up. Man, there was, at one point we had 130 people on this live show. We still have 114 people here right now. That is awesome. Fantastic. Here, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to screenshot this. Of course, we only have 7 likes, but that's okay. I'm going to screenshot this. Woohoo. All right. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to look at this 70 entries. That's the most entries I think we've had. I'm going to hit draw. Who is the winner of $25 in Cash App money? I guess so, Bill. Oh, Lars. Hey, Lars, congratulations. Longtime shark. And, I saw Lars, somebody made a post about if you're selling a smart directory AI site, what do you charge? Lars had a great comment. He told what he's selling. He sold one for 10 grand to a local chamber. So awesome work, Lars. Awesome stuff. All right. Get your hashtag liftoff in. And I'm going to draw for our next one. I see one more person snuck in. 71. Okay, here we go. The next winner of the Cash App money is Megalodon Dorn Britton on the leaderboard. Look at that. Congratulations, Dorn. We got some Cash App money coming your way. Awesome stuff. Well, look, guys, this has been another great live session. I hope you enjoyed the local liftoff method. More importantly, I hope you implement it and then share your wins in the Facebook group. We'd love to track those. Please do that. Also, if you have any questions or you need help, you can go to offlinesharks.com/support. Please, if you have technical questions about smartdirectory.ai, do not post those in the main Facebook group. Post them in the school group. Okay. So technical questions, support, offlinesharks.com/support is always the best way. That way we can track it and we know nothing gets missed. And then if you want to ask in the school group, you can do that. But the main Facebook group, there's just too many people in there. There's too much activity. It's just too hard to miss stuff. And also to all of you out there, I know people have been messaging me with questions like tech questions. I'm going to just say this again. I'm the least techie person on our team. So I can in no way provide support or anything like that. That's why I have the support team. So look, I'm more than happy to answer questions about strategy or things like that. When I see them, I don't always see them, but tech stuff, I'm really just no good at that. So just go through support, school group, fastest, best way to do everything. All right. Okay, everybody, listen, stay safe out there. Practice aloha. I will not be here next Friday because my oldest daughter is doing her graduation walk on Friday. So a big shout out to Paige Gaddis. Super proud of you, honey. Really, really exciting moment. So, and to the rest of you, I will see you the week after next. Stay safe. Practice aloha. Bye, everybody.
You've been watching the Aloha Marketing Jam session. We've helped thousands just like you start and scale their businesses. If you'd like our help to grow your business, go to the link on your screen now and let us know how we can help you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. We'll be back here next Friday for another live show. Until then, aloha.